Steak frites. It's the dish you make when you want to master simplicity. The kind of meal that needs no embellishment because when it's done right, it's unbeatable. Perfectly cooked steak, crispy fries, and a punchy aioli to tie it all together. This is comfort food elevated, and it deserves respect. Here's everything you need to know to make one of my favorite meat and potato dishes. I'm Aaron Walker, and this is Beyond the Burner. First, prepare your potatoes. We start with the fries because they take the most amount of time. Start by filling a container with water to hold your potatoes once they're peeled. Scrub and peel your potatoes, and then cut them into fries as thick as you prefer. I went a bit thicker today, but however you like them will turn out great. Aim for even thickness to ensure uniform cooking. Then place all the cut potatoes in a large bowl of cold water, and soak them as you prepare the rest of your food. This step removes excess starch and helps achieve the crispiness you're aiming for. After soaking, drain and pat them completely dry with a clean towel. However, you should do this as close to frying as possible to avoid oxidation on the potatoes, so hold off until your steak is cooked. They can stay in the water. Next, it's time to make the aioli. Aioli is where the fries meet a touch of indulgence. In a medium bowl, whisk together the egg yolk, vinegar, Dijon mustard, and a pinch of salt. Begin adding the oil. Start with the neutral oil in a very slow, steady drizzle while whisking constantly. The key is patience. Too much oil too quickly will break the emulsion. Once it thickens into a smooth, creamy consistency, whisk in any lemon juice and taste for seasoning. Adjust with more salt and sugar if needed. Then set it aside in the refrigerator. Now it's time for the first fry on the potatoes. Heat your oil to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 148 Celsius. Then, working in batches, fry the potatoes for about 5 minutes until they're soft but remain pale. This first fry cooks the potatoes through without browning them. Remove them with a slotted spoon and let them drain before placing them on a sheet tray to freeze. Once they're all blanched, freeze them solid as you cook your steak. Now, cook the steak. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 Celsius and let the steaks come to room temperature before cooking. This ensures even cooking. I like to season both sides generously with kosher salt and freshly cracked pepper. Today I'm going to be using white pepper. I also like to put a little olive oil over it with some thyme and rosemary. Heat a skillet over medium-high heat until it's almost smoking. Then place the steaks in the pan. Sear for about 2 minutes on the first side without disturbing them. Let a crust develop. Then flip the steaks and add thyme and rosemary to the pan. Cook for another 2 minutes. Press along the sides of the steak and render the fat. Once the fat is rendered and it looks how you like it, put it in the oven at 350 until it reaches the internal temperature of your desire. I'm going to be shooting for between 125 and 130 for a nice medium rare steak. Now it's time to finish the fries. Heat the oil back up, but this time bring it all the way up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. Then fry the potatoes again in batches until golden brown and crispy, about 4 minutes. Transfer the fries to a bowl, and while they're still hot, toss them with salt and finely chopped parsley. The heat releases the parsley's aroma, while the salt clings perfectly to the fries. Finally, assemble and serve. Place the steak on a plate, either whole or sliced against the grain, and pile the fries high beside it. They should look shamelessly generous. Serve the aioli in a small dish for dipping. Its garlicky, creamy richness is the perfect counterpoint to the crisp fries and juicy steak. This is steak frites at its best. Tender, flavorful steak, fries that shatter with crispness, and an aioli that elevates the entire experience. It's proof that the simplest dishes, when done with care and precision, can be the most satisfying. Pour a glass of wine, sit back, and enjoy every bite. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Beyond the Burner. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more free recipes and cooking deep dives. I'll see you next week, and as always, stay hungry.